Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to episode 66 of Extreme Evocast, an all-purpose Pokemon podcast where we talk about news, trivia, and everything related to Pokemon. I, of course, am your wonderfully bodacious host, Lillieceon, and today, what a start. I'm gonna start the usual Evocast episode with some explanations. This episode's late. That's okay. I'm not gonna be the first one to make the excuse about school has just started. This isn't the first episode since school started, but school has just started, and I am already busy. Really busy. I have not had time, nor the mental energy, or the physical energy, or just like the energy in general, like the universal sort of like galactic energy. You like that one? Sinnoh Galactic? You get it. No, I've been tired, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And, I like to be positive on this podcast, but, it's certainly been putting a little bit of hindrance in my ability to focus on things like this. And that's to be expected. I haven't started streaming yet at the recording of this episode, on Twitch. I usually stream on Twitch. I'm a streamer on Twitch.tv/Lillieceon. But I haven't had time to do it. I've been too busy. I've been seeing friends that I haven't seen in like 3 months. I've been starting and playing in Dungeons and Dragons campaigns that I haven't been able to do for, again, 3 months. So, apologies in general if I'm a little bit on the crankier side. I don't think that's necessarily the word that I would use, but I'm a little tired. I'm recording this episode very, very late at night on a day that I have to wake up very early, or a night that I have to wake up very early. And earlier today I woke up very early. So I'm sort of I'm feeling it, is what I'm trying to say. Not that today's episode isn't going to be fun, but I'm just preparing you for the inevitable. Maybe my voice is a little raspy. Maybe I'm a little sleepy. It's just because I've already had a full day under my belt and many, many before it, in terms of school. So, anyway, let's move on a little bit here, to, of course, news. Today, the main topic is something, but before I get to the news, the main topic today is a little bit of a weird one, I will say. It's, if you don't know what Pokécord is, it is a Discord bot that you can play Pokemon. And I say play Pokemon extremely loosely. By play, I mean there certainly are Pokemon. And by Pokemon, I mean there certainly are Pokemon. I'll get into some more detail a little later about what I mean by that. But, this isn't going to be something crazy. Again, sleepy time, tired time. I'm a university student, by the way, if you couldn't put two and two together. No, I mean, hear me out. Please, God, don't click away from the almost at the video, from the podcast. I promise Pokécord something interesting, or at least, maybe a little more interesting than it might sound. But that being said, we do have some things to talk about before then. First of all, if you've been sort of keeping up with Pokemon recently, you should know about Pokemon Evolutions, the newest sort of series of anime videos in the Pokemon YouTube channel, very similar to Twilight Wings. I assume Twilight Wings was a little more focused on just like Galar in general, but it seems that Pokemon Evolutions will be sort of everything, and I'm not going to talk too in-depth about Pokemon Evolutions today. In fact, I'm not going to be talking about Pokemon Evolutions today. The first episode is out, and I think that the second episode will be out by the time next episode is out. So I am going to be a little bit behind. I'm going to talk about probably the first episode next episode. I'm sorry I couldn't watch it this episode. Again, I've been busy. Sorry. But no, I mean, I want to dedicate like a whole episode to talking about it. But today, I wanted to just sort of relax and talk about Pokécord a little bit. Talk about something maybe a little more light on my senses. Because I was originally going to talk about both. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch Pokemon Evolutions and I'm gonna see how it looks. And it was so good that I don't want to just like, rush through it and not talk about it very good because I have a full, I only have like an hour and a half per episode. I want to talk about it good. So I'm going to save it for next episode. Again, I might be a little bit behind. Episode 2 might have already been, new news at that point. But that's sort of the way that we're going to do it. I'm sorry about that. But, like I said, I wanted to do it justice. And finally, something that isn't me explaining away a reason why I haven't gotten to it yet. We have a few things related to basic news. First of all, Secrets of the Jungle, the new Pokemon movie, the Netflix movie, is confirmed to be coming out on Netflix, and it will be on Netflix in the US, UK, and other territories on Pokemon on October 8th, 2021. So like literally less than a month from now. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna talk about it. Certainly. I didn't want to watch the sub because I knew that it was coming to Netflix in English. I assumed. So if I forget, I apologize. But eventually, I will talk about it. I'm sure that the way it's going to work is it's going to come out, and then I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to I'm going to do my research for that episode, and then I'm going to remember that it came out. Actually, this next one might actually be the episode that Pokemon Evolutions. I talk about evolution. So who knows? I might be talking about a lot of anime. That episode. Actually, I can see literally what episode it'll be. Okay, the next episode will be on the 29th of September. So that's actually not in time for Secrets of the Jungle. So next episode, I will talk about the first episode of Pokemon Evolutions, and then the next one I will most likely be talking about Secrets of the Jungle. That's exciting. I'm honestly very excited about watching this movie. More things coming out. The album, of course, the Pokemon music album, P25 music album. It's literally just called Pokemon 25, the album, is due to release on December 3rd. Alongside this, of course, is coming from Cerebi.net. Alongside this, a track list of 10 of the 14 tracks was included, with the 3 remixes by Zoo being digital exclusives. And this track list is... some of them don't list the artists. We have Electric by Katy Perry. We have a song called Phases. We have Take It Home by Mabel. We have Believing, Ten Cuidado, Wonderful by Sin, Sign, No Idea, Got 'Em by Vince Staples, Game Girl by Luann, Art Show, and Only Wanna Be With You by Post Malone. So those are the 10. Those are the 10 that we know are going to be on the album. Exciting. Of course, I have talked about them before. I might talk about the album when it comes out December 3rd. I don't know, man. The BDSP is going to be out by then. So I don't know how much I'll be wanting to talk about the P25 album. Maybe I'll talk about it eventually, and I'll talk about some of the other songs on the album, but we'll see. I'm probably going to have my hands full with like literally the 2 new Pokemon games coming out in that time span, so I can't promise much. And we finally got an answer from Oreo. The age-old question, what was Oreo doing with the Pokemon license? We know that we know that we were going to do something Pokemon related. We saw it. They were like, Pokemon Oreos are coming. And we're like, okay, what does that mean? Pikachu flavor? No, in fact, no Pikachu flavor, unfortunately. Though, Oreos has released a brand of Oreos. Pokemon and Oreo collaboration has been announced. There will be a special set of limited edition cookies with 16 different designs. Sableye, Sandshrew, Bulbasaur, Lapras, Cyndaquil, Pikachu, Dratini, Grookey, Jigglypuff, Squirtle, Charmander, Pancham, Hula, Snivy, Piplup, Rowlet of different rarities, including a mythical Pokemon Mew. These are available now for the US to pre-order and will fully release September 13th. So these have released already. We have Oreos. We have Pokemon Oreos, along with a very cute little cinematic trailer for these Oreos, showing the little, the cookies have the designs of the Pokemon on them, and you essentially do like a gacha game when you eat an Oreo. Every Oreo is different. Sometimes it's gonna have a Pikachu on it. Sometimes it's gonna have a Snivy on it. You know the rules. And then every so often, it's gonna have Mew on it. People are going to be taking pictures of the Mew cookies all over the place. It's like, look, I got the rare one. I got the 5-star character. The Mew. Can you tell I've been playing a lot of gacha games? I think it's obvious. But no, I mean, like, this is cool. I think this is fun. I mean, like, I don't eat Oreos very often because I like my body. But like, it's interesting. I might get one package just to see what it's all about, and maybe pull a Mew. Who knows? Maybe post it on Twitter and get like 3 likes. I mean, if anything, I think that the copious amounts of sugar that I'm putting into my body will be worth it for like 4 likes on Twitter when I pulled the mythical Pokemon Mew on my Oreo cookie. I mean, jokes aside, genuinely, I think this is fun. I'm hoping, I mean, it's always nice to see collaborations in general. I think it's funny to think that they've designed these little cookies with the Pokemon on them, sort of, going in line with the gotta catch 'em all. People will maybe, I'm imagining someone like resin, dipping these cookies, each individual one, all 16 of them, including Mew, in like resin and like saving them. It's like, look at every single different Pokemon Oreo cookie that you can get in like September of 2021. Someone 200 years from now is going to eat this cookie and pay $2 billion for it when Pokemon becomes a mega corporation, something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, the possibilities are endless. All right, finally, for the last news, just for the basic news before we get into the nitty-gritty. Actually, I'm kind of excited about this one because it relates to me. Well, everything relates to me. I'm a Pokemon fan. You know what I mean. They have revealed pretty much, I think, like yesterday. The Pokemon Company has announced this year's TCG Illustration Contest. And, for the first time, this is open to both Japan and the US. Entry is from October 13th through January 31st, 2022, and the grand prize and first runner-up in Japan and US will have their artwork on a Pokemon promo card, as well as a cash reward. This year's theme is on a Pokemon's daily life, with the Pokemon in question being Bulbasaur, Charizard, Pikachu, Arcanine, Galarian Rapidash, Scizor, Greninja, or Cramorant. This is topical to me because I might actually participate in this. Like, genuinely. I'm thinking of actually drawing something for this. Who knows? Maybe your girl will get a drawing of hers on an actual Pokemon card. I think that if you're listening to this podcast right now, this episode in particular, because I got my Pokemon card drawing on a Pokemon card and I become like a famous, I told you so. Here's my like official I told you so. Also, I'm really cool and really sexy. Hey, I didn't say that. Future me did when you're listening back to this when I win the Pokemon card contest. All right, let's move on to Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, there really isn't that much news happening right now. It's sort of a dull time, as it tends to be for slow times like this right before games come out. They don't really want to release too much before they release major Pokemon games. So it's understandable. And like I said, it's a little bit of a nice break for me before the insane amount of content that I have to create for the new games. But Pokemon Go is getting a event, kind of an event. I don't really know if you can call it an event, called the Season of Mischief. It runs from 10 o'clock today, which this was posted on the 9th of September, to December 1st, and features differing spawns based on the temperate seasons, as well as new raid bosses, egg pools, blah, blah, blah. So it's like a new season in Pokemon Go has started. I like that they sort of go through and change Pokemon spawns based on the seasons. I think that's wonderful. You know, obviously it depends on what you're where you live and what sort of climate you live in. But there you go. It's sort of officially passed over to fall. I don't even know. I don't know what the season of mischief is supposed to be, but there's like a bunch of new Pokemon that are spawning because it's a new season. The very next community day is announced, and this time it is Duskull, which I believe is the first time it's ever happened. And Duskull is coming. When is the Duskull Community Day? I need to find it. October 9th. So it'll be happening before next episode. So we'll still have some more time to to prepare, I suppose, for the Duskull Community Day. But a spooky one for Halloween, of course, for October. Makes sense. Moving on, there's really isn't that much stuff, like I said. Like, Masters only has, like, one thing, and it's that there's an event coming called Looming Shadow of Kanto. It's like the villain. There's like a villain event. It's the prelude of the villain event, and it involves the sync pairs Red and Snorlax, and that's it. I think there's more coming, but it's sort of like a prelude to, I think, like a bigger event coming later. Let me see. Okay. Blue and Aerodactyl is going to be another one coming. It is also the first Kanto sync pair capable of Dynamaxing. So it's they're sort of bringing out like an event for introducing the new Dynamaxing mechanic and stuff, and starting with Kanto involving Giovanni and Red and Blue. Cafe Mix is getting an update before we, obviously there's some more information regarding Cafe Remix, but before then, real quick, there is I believe, a Torterra rerun. No? Yeah. Torterra rerun runs until September 22nd. Anyway, Cafe Remix, I should say, is getting there's some new information about how the transition is going to go from Cafe Mix to Cafe Remix. Cafe Mix has put out details on what will transfer and what will not when the game fully upgrades to Pokemon Cafe Remix in the near future. When the game is to upgrade, there will be big server maintenance. After that, your data will automatically transfer and some will be converted. Pokemon that have joined will transfer, but some data will be converted. Friendship levels for those not on staff will reset. All Pokemon will become level 1, and you will receive rare tarts as gift based on your friendship level with that Pokemon. Use the rare tarts to give them experience. Yada yada. If you really want to see all the new patch notes for how Cafe Mix is going to be making the transition into how Cafe Mix is going to be making the transition into Cafe Remix, there is, of course, the thing on Cerebi. We don't know when it's going to be happening yet, but there's a bunch of new ways and mechanics of how it's going to transfer over. So if you're interested, if you play Cafe Mix and you're worried about the transfer over, do not fret. Most of your things are going to be transferred over, but of course you can read more on Cerebi. Pokemon Unite joining the sort of the trio, which I guess is now a 4-man team. Pokemon Unite, it does actually have a lot of stuff, probably the most plentiful news. So first of all, we talked about this last time with Dear Cody. We did hit the milestone for pre-registration things, pre-registration numbers in Pokemon Unite, which means that we will be getting the Pikachu costume. It says here, it's been confirmed that there has been 5 million pre-registrations of Pokemon Unite on mobile, due for release on September 22nd. This means the gift of a Pikachu Festival-style Holoware will be given to all mobile players at launch. Alongside this, a new goal has been added. If players reach 7.5 million pre-registers by launch, all players will get an additional 1,000 AOS tickets. You can pre-register on both the Apples, whatever. So we reached the milestone, which is fantastic. I'm very happy about that. I was really hoping that we would get that Pikachu costume. I love it. It's super cute. And I say this only because we talked about it last time. Me and Cody, we were wondering whether or not we'd reached a milestone. So there you go. Also related to Pokemon Unite and something that we talked about last time, Blastoise has been released since then, and I have not personally had a chance to play him yet. I haven't even had a chance to play Blissey yet. I just have not played since then. I've been super busy. But from what I can tell, based on, the subreddit and just sort of general consensus about Blastoise, I think he needs a buff is what I'm getting at. He's he's not very strong, but he was super popular the day he came out. I mean, Blastoise was in the beta, so we kind of already knew what he does. I think, as far as I can tell, I think that's how it was. I don't know what he does yet. I haven't really looked at him yet, and maybe next time if I get a chance to play, maybe I'll buy him and see if see how I feel and if there's anything worth talking about. But due to how busy I've been, I don't know how likely me playing Pokemon Unite is going to be. But on the bright side, he is getting a HoloWare. Or he does have a HoloWare now. He's got a cute little suit on. He's got a hat. He looks absolutely adorable. So yeah, Blastoise is here. It's sort of a little, I think maybe a little bit too soon to say how he will fit into the sort of meta. I mean, he's been out for a week, or 2 weeks now. I don't know how long that is in sort of the lifespan of the game so far. So who knows? Blissey just seemed like she came out 2 weeks ago, so I don't really know. It's a little bit, I haven't really been following very much of Pokemon Unite. I want to in the future, but I haven't really had the opportunity to do so. But that being said, I think that Blastoise's inclusion is obviously really cool. And I'm hoping to see more of him in the future. I'm hoping I can actually experience him myself and let you guys know how I feel specifically, because right now I can't really say too much. On the topic again of Pokemon Unite, Slowbro is getting a HoloWare. Finally, some Pokemon that did not have HoloWare before are finally getting HoloWare. I'm still holding out for my boy Cramorant getting a nice suave HoloWare. But Slowbro he has a towel over his neck. He's got a little tank top on, and he's got some cute sunglasses. I like the vibe they're going for here. I'm glad they didn't just give him a beach outfit, like a lei, like Machamp. I like that they're kind of giving they're giving Pokemon some interesting outfits. They're not all samey. They're pretty good. And finally, Pokemon Unite is getting its first official tournament, which is something I was so hoping for. I've really, really hoped that tournaments for this game become viable. I would love to watch Pokemon Unite tournaments. Oh man, okay, hold on. Whoa. I just saw this literally yesterday or today, sorry. Pokemon Unite has been confirmed to have been downloaded 9 million times on Nintendo Switch since launch. As such, a special gift to be given to all players on September 29th of 2,000 AOS tickets in celebration. Okay, so that's not related to the mobile launch. That's just 9,000 or 9 million on the Nintendo Switch, which is insane. Okay, anyway, back to the tournament. I'm so hoping that we get good tournaments for this game. I love watching tournaments. I watch Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournaments all the time. I love that game competitively. I've never watched a League tournament before, so I don't really know how MOBA tournaments tend to go, but I assume I can kind of put two and two together. let's see. Let's find this information. Here we go. So it's actually really soon, like literally 3 days from now on September 19th. Unfortunately, it's only Japan only right now, but I'm probably still gonna watch it. As you know, given that there's an English recast, but I'm not sure. Matches are single elimination, with the top 4 to final matches being best of 3. There will be a maximum of 256 teams and will run over standard battle on remote stadium. You'll need to be able to write and speak Japanese and over 16 to enter. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. 256 teams. That's crazy. I'm really, really hoping that we get tournaments over in the US, though, or at least in English. I would love to watch tournaments of this game. I'm seriously so excited to see where this game goes competitively. I haven't really had that much of a chance to play, but I'm still super into this game. I mean, I love it. I log on every so often, collect my dailies. I haven't been playing, but I collect my daily login bonuses, blah blah blah. But I'm still, I'm still into it. I'm still sort of following this game's meta, as dorky as that sounds. And good lord, I'm just hoping that we get some sort of good tournaments over here, like official sponsored Pokemon tournaments. Knowing that we have obviously Pokemon tournaments all the time for the main games. I have no doubt that they'll probably host tournaments themselves. I'm a little bit used to Nintendo screwing fans over in terms of competition and tournaments, because I watch Smash tournaments and Nintendo doesn't host their own Smash tournaments. But Pokemon, thankfully, is different. And I'm really, really hoping that there's a good, big, healthy tournament scene for Pokemon Unite over in the US. All right, I know I didn't do any merch last time, but I think I'm going to just jump right into the later segments of today. I apologize. I'll make sure to do some serious merch looking next episode or whenever I get around to it. But today, I'm not really feeling it. I just want to jump right into the main topic. But before, of course, we can do that, we have to do everyone's favorite segment where we talk about a random Pokemon every single episode, a random Pokemon of the week. And if you follow this podcast, you know that we like to do some guessing. If you know your Pokemon numbers, you can try yourself. This Pokemon is number completely wrong. 422. I'll give you a second to think about that. Topical. Wink, wink. Maybe may or may not be a Sinnoh Pokemon. Today, the Pokemon we'll be looking at is Shellos. Shellos is a Water-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 4 and evolves into Gastrodon at level 30. Shellos have 2 different appearances, West Sea and East Sea, found on the respective sides of Sinnoh's mountain ranges. Shellos is the Sea Slug Pokemon. It has Sticky Hold or Storm Drain as its normal abilities and Sand Force as its hidden. It has a 50-50 male-female ratio, which is not indeterminate of its form. Both form can be both male and female. It is 1 foot tall, or 0.3 meters, and 13.9 pounds, or 6.3 kilograms. Shellos is a nice Pokemon. It's no Gastrodon, but I can still appreciate it for what it is. The fact that it evolves into Gastrodon is enough to make me like it. I really like Gastrodon. Probably one of my favorite Pokemon. Maybe not super favorite, but top 50 at least. I really, really, really like Gastrodon's design. And I think that, Shellos is just kind of a baby version of Gastrodon, I don't know if there's really too much to say. Let's start looking at its trivia. It sort of pioneered the form formula. A very basic concept. Each of its forms have the same stats, the same, game data. They just look different. essentially. But they do actually have some different Pokedex entries. But before then, let's look at trivia. According to an interview in Nintendo Power with Ken Sugimori, Shellos and Gastrodon were originally intended for Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, but were ultimately not implemented due to time constraints. Really? Where would they have been found? Hoenn isn't, like, split down the middle like Sinnoh is. Interesting that they would have been found maybe in different areas, or it would have just been no regional differences. Maybe it would have just been just one. There is an old back sprite for it, which, like, I don't know necessarily if that would have fit into Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, but both Shellos and Gastrodon have early back sprites that can be found in the game data for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. However, there are no front sprites for these forms. I don't really know how much difference there are compared to those ones. In Diamond and Pearl, there are no in-game trainer using East Sea Shellos in battle, even on the east side of Mount Coronet. Oh, that's sad. Shellos' English Pokedex entry for Heart Gold Soul Silver has the fewest words of any Pokedex entries in the core series game with 9. The Pokedex entries carried over to Pokemon Y and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. And the same is true for Kyurem in White. Hold on. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. What's its Pokedex entry in those games? Its shape and coloration may vary depending on its habitat. 9 words. I guess that's all you need. Hold on, I want to look at Kyurem's. I'm curious about this. In White, it can produce ultra cold air. Its body is frozen. It's like a haiku, like a mini poem. Its shape and coloration vary depending on its habitat. I was going to read the rest of those. Let's look at a little more trivia. What else is there? Prior to Generation 6, Shellos' shape was, and this little funky caterpillar dude. What is it now? It's the snake shape. I don't know what shape that is, but it looks like a little snake. And prior to Generation 6, it was the caterpillar shape. Okay. Shellos is the only Pokemon with Sand Force that benefits from its Sandstorm immunity, since the other Pokemon are naturally immune to its damage due to their typing. That makes sense. Because ground types don't get Sandstorm immunity, do they? Or they might. I don't think so, because that's what the trivia says. All right, let's look at Pokedex entries this thing. We already know one. And it's like the haiku, the shortest Pokedex entry, tied with Kyurem. Its color and shapes differ from region to region. In the Sinnoh region, 2 types are confirmed. Oh, so there's more. Interesting. It lives along bodies of water. Its body shape has changed to suit its habitat. Beware of pushing strongly on its squishy body, as it will make a mysterious purple fluid ooze out. What in the world? Man, they really like that Pokedex entry, because not only is it the only Pokedex entry for Black and White, but also Black 2 and White 2, and X, and Omega Ruby. They really like that purple mysterious fluid. In Sun and Moon, they have some different Pokedex entries for the different forms. Let's look at those. For the East Sea, the green one, it says Shellos lives in the sea and feasts on plankton. The lovelier the ocean where Shellos resides, the more vibrant its colors becomes. The difference in color from one Shellos to another seems to be a result of their diet. It's almost spitting fire there. No large changes can be seen in their capabilities. When it senses danger, it gushes a purple liquid. Some theories suggest this liquid is a greasy sweat induced by stress. I'm just going to completely ignore that I ever read that and continue on. Scientists interested in its great regenerative capabilities are currently analyzing the materials from which its cells are made. In West Sea, for the most part, it makes its home along the seashore. Its color and form differ according to the habitat and the quality of its food. While they normally live in the sea, they can function on land too until their skin dries out. So there's not really anything different. It's like there's different Pokédex entries, but they don't talk about the actual differences between the Pokemon. They're just different colors. And that's fine. That's good. That's well and dandy, but I wanted to maybe hear some actual differences between the two of them. I guess there is none. I guess their stats are exactly the same, huh? So that makes sense. Oh, I see now. Okay, Shellos isn't ground type. So it becomes ground type in Gastrodon. So Shellos benefits from Sand Force's immunity because it isn't ground type. So that's cool. It essentially is a ground type in when it comes to sandstorms, I suppose. All right. I've been dwelling a little too long on Shellos. I like this Pokemon. I like Gastrodon better. It's sort of just like, pre-evolution syndrome. It's not nearly as remembered because it's a pre-evolution to Gastrodon. But I like what they were going for. First, real like regional differences, huge air quotes around that. You know what I'm trying to say. Good on them for sort of paving the road. Shellos walked so Oricorio could run. I think that's the perfect way to put it. And with that, let's look at some shinies. We have 2 to talk about today. 2 shinies. Not 1, but 2. So the thing about Shellos is that its shinies are kind of bad. The colors go from a pink to a slightly more orange pink. And the blue one goes from blue to a slightly more green blue. So they barely change. I do like, it seems like they slapped in the same hue of yellow into both of them. And I like that. I like that their shiny form are similar in that sense, where they sort of both just get a slight hue difference in their color, but I don't think it looks very good. I think it could have been maybe. I think it leaves a little bit to be desired. As unfortunate as that sounds, as much as I enjoy Shellos and what they were going for here, so I am going to say, this is a tough one, honestly. I am going to say, I'm gonna give them equal shinies ratings. I'm not gonna give them separate ones. I'm gonna give them equal ones because they kind of do the same thing, all things considered. I'm gonna give them a 5 out of 10. I think that Shellos' shinies are perfectly average. They don't do very much, but what they do is kind of cool. It's like it makes sense. It doesn't look bad. I just wish it was a little bit more inspired. That's like the definition of a 5 out of 10. So I'm happy with that. All right. So the main topic of today. I explained a little bit in the beginning. Pokécord. Trust me, I'm aware that this is a really weird thing to talk about. It's a Discord bot. It's not official Pokemon, things. In fact, funny story, there used to be another version of Pokécord that got taken down. I assume because of Nintendo. I'm not 100% sure about that. I guess I could check. Let me check. We're going to go on a little bit of a journey here. Pokécord taken down. Why was it taken down? I see. Okay, so it wasn't from Nintendo. It was from stress and added work and stress from the creator of Pokécord. So, understandable. But it had a little bit of a resurgence recently, kind of. It's still up. It's still there. I don't think it's made by the same person, which is why I'm making this distinction because the sort of the thing that I wanted to talk about today is my experiences with it. I've been using it recently in 2 servers that I'm in. I'll explain a little bit in a second. But I did used to use Pokécord all the time. And for a history lesson for you Discord users that maybe weren't around in the good old days, or maybe the people who have used Pokécord before. If you haven't heard of Pokécord, by the way, it's a Discord bot that you add to a Discord server, and you can catch Pokemon. Pokemon will randomly spawn as you talk. You can catch them, you can select them, you can name them, and as you talk, your Pokemon will level up. And as of right now, that is pretty much the only thing you can do. Because it was taken down and remade. The older version of Pokécord had lots of other features. You could trade, you could duel, your Pokemon could have moves, your Pokemon could do, all sorts of things. It was much. There was a shop. I mean, there's still a shop in the new Pokécord, but in the old one there was like a marketplace where you could sell and buy Pokemon. It's very, very interesting. I think that the newest one is not nearly as good, in my opinion, because it doesn't have these features. You can't trade, you can't duel, your Pokemon can't learn moves, you can't buy or purchase, you can't buy or sell Pokemon in the marketplace. All you can do is catch, level up, and nickname. That's pretty much it. And don't get me wrong, there's a reason why I'm talking about this today. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because it's fun. I used to have Pokécord back when in its heyday, when it had all those features, in a server of mine with some friends. It was like a Pokemon themed Discord. I could, a lot of people would like randomly join it. It was fun. We had a good community of people. And it was fun. I mean, we caught Pokemon all the time. Obviously, the whole point of it is to like race for the Pokemon. Who can catch it first? When a Pokemon appears, who can type the command in fast enough to catch the Pokemon? And that's always good and fun. And nowadays, I have sort of been having a resurgence of it, where I added it to one of my friend servers, with just a couple friends in it, literally 3 other people. And as we talk, Pokemon will spawn. And we don't really talk nearly as much, I think, as like a big server would, because we're only 4 people. But it's fun. Chaos ensues when a Pokemon that somebody wants comes up, and I happen to type in P! Catch, Shellos or whatever. Some anger, maybe some joking anger, maybe some genuine anger in there. Who knows? It's par for the course. Any Discord bot that you have to be faster than your the people that you're talking to like get a benefit, to like catch a cute Pokemon, chaos is going to ensue. And that's literally exactly why I love it. The other example of where I have it where I've sort of been using it again is in my Discord server. If you're interested in joining my Discord server, by the way, you can join it on my Twitter at Lillieceon on Twitter. There's a Discord link in my pinned message. It's in the Pokemon channel, and also a specially, sort of divvied out channel specifically for Pokécord. People who can give themselves the role want to do commands and stuff and talk specifically about Pokécord in the Pokécord channel. But Pokemon can still spawn in the Pokemon channel. And we've gotten some rare ones, we've gotten some legendaries, we've gotten some fights about, who wants what Pokemon, and, someone misspells a name or their keyboard autocorrects something. It's all in good fun. It's genuinely a good time, just because, there's all in all, there's literally no consequences for not having a Pokemon that you like. It's just you don't get to say that you caught a Pokemon in Pokécord. And I think that's the appeal. It's it's almost like just a competition, but at the same time, you also get to look at and have your favorite Pokemon randomly generate. It's a good time, is what I'm trying to say. And the reason why I'm talking about it today, like I said earlier, I never really expected to talk about Pokécord all too much. I wanted to sort of just bring it to light and to mention it to people, because it's fun. It's if you've been using Discord and you haven't heard of Pokécord, first of all, you've been living under a rock, because it was so popular in the heyday of Discord. Like one and a third million servers it was in. That's insane for a Discord bot. Probably one of the most popular Discord bots in existence. And if I get a couple people to add Pokécord to the server because they want to relive this experience, maybe a little bit less so, unfortunately, then I'm happy, because I've been having a great time about it. And I don't know how long the craze is going to last. It's the kind of thing where you just you do it for like a couple weeks and then nobody cares anymore, and the bot is eventually kicked from the server. But I wanted to talk about it now while I was in its heyday. I'm having a good time with my friends and with the members of my server, catching Pokemon, getting angry at each other for catching a Pokemon before someone else, nicknaming them silly things, having them level up in horrible situations, with horrible names. It's just overall a good time. And like, realistically, I don't really have a point here. It's just sort of, I wanted to mention it and I wanted to talk about it because, oh my God, did I play Pokécord so much. I had Pokécord in like all of my servers for so long. And I had just so many Pokemon. And I loved a Pokemon happening, appearing, and you catch it, and someone else wants it, so you get a trade for it, and you can purchase Pokemon on the marketplace, you can buy evolution stones, you could fight each other, you could literally duel with your Pokemon, which, like, obviously, it wasn't as good as the main series Pokemon games, or like any Pokemon battling, but it was still pretty good for a Discord bot. So really, I don't want this to sound like an ad. I'm not like sponsored by Pokécord, but if you enjoy chaotic Discord bots that make people scramble on their keyboard and get angry when they scramble so fast that they misspell, Wurmple, or if you want to collect Pokemon, nickname them, have a good time, see what Pokemon you can get, see if you can get any legendaries or even shinies to spawn, then I think Pokécord is for you. Anyway, thank you so much to Pokécord for sponsoring this stream, which, I'm kidding. No, like I said, I didn't really have a point. I kind of just wanted to talk about it. And talk about it, did I? I promise. Next episode, we'll be talking about something maybe a little bit more interesting, a little more topical. We'll be talking about Pokemon evolutions, and then we'll be talking about the movie Secrets of the Jungle, which is exciting. I'm excited to talk about that. Talking about Pokemon evolutions in the future. Today, I kind of just wanted to sit down and just chat about a cool Discord bot that I found is still up and is still pretty fun, despite not having everything that it had before. Even then, it's just a good time. Anyway, before I end it today, before I end this exhausted, busy, sort of unprepared episode, which again I apologize for, we of course have to do everybody's favorite segment. We talk about a random move every single episode. Move Tutor is the name. And today, the move on the chopping block is Barrier. Barrier is a non-damaging Psychic-type move introduced in Generation 1. It is a status move. It has a PP of 20, a power of not applicable because it doesn't do damage, and an accuracy of, again, not applicable. From Generation 1 to 5, Barrier increases the user's defense by 2 stages. In Generation 6 to 7, oh my god, so interesting. Barrier's PP was changed from 30 to 20. And if powered by a Psychinium Z into Z Barrier, all of the users' lowered stats are reset. And, probably the most interesting change of them all, in Generation 8, Barrier can no longer be selected in battle. How sad. Another victim to the move purge of Generation 8. No longer will we be able to raise our defense with Barrier. We will instead be able to raise it with Cotton Guard. Or like 3 defense curls. In order to get to that level. But no, I mean, Barrier is a classic. It's not an interesting move, but it's not interesting. This is pretty cool. In red, green, and blue, Lance has a Dragonite with this move, although Dragonite cannot legitimately have this move in any of the Generation 1 games. And a Dragonite with Barrier was distributed as a participation gift in the Kanto Classic Wi-Fi tournament as a reference to this Dragonite. That's funny. I love it when Pokemon gives NPC Pokemon moves that they can't have, because it just feels like they're cheating. It adds a little bit of an extra challenge. With so many Pokemon and so many moves and so many different movesets, it's bound to happen. I mean, it does happen. But it's always funny. The fact that Lance has this move on his Dragonite that it literally just can't learn it is so typical of a champion. Anyway, let's look at the last little semblance of anything we can say here. Descriptions of this move. Instantly forms a barrier between the user and the opponent. Defense is increased. Creates a barrier that sharply raises defense. The user throws up a sturdy wall that sharply raises its defense stat. I don't know what I expected, but I suppose that makes sense. Anyway, a fitting end, I think, to an interesting episode, concept-wise. But with that, I think that is a good place to end it for today. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!